there, super smart story lovers! Welcome back to Simple Stories Smart Kids, where the animals talk, the jokes are silly, and clever creatures always save the day. Today's tale comes hopping in from the wild desert lands, where a sneaky rabbit meets a hungry coyote. And let's just say, things do not go according to the coyote's dinner plans. So grab your carrot snacks, wiggle those ears, and get ready for the tale of the coyote and the rabbit. Once upon a time, deep in the heart of the sun-baked desert, there lived a coyote who considered himself the cleverest creature to ever walk on sand. His fur was a patchwork of dusty browns, and he wore a grin as wide as the sky. This coyote had one big rumbling problem. He was always hungry. No matter how many lizards he chased or cactus fruit he nibbled, his stomach sounded like thunder on a stormy night. Now, not too far from where the coyote roamed, there lived a rabbit. And what a rabbit he was! Quick as a flash, with long ears that would catch every tiny sound, and a nose that twitched more than a drummer tapping out a solo. This rabbit was famous among his friends for being extra smart and extra fast. A combination that always kept him out of trouble, or at least most of the time. One sunny afternoon, when the desert rocks felt as warm as fresh pancakes, the coyote spotted the rabbit munching on a juicy green sprig. With a sly glimmer in his eye, the coyote crept downwind, paws silent against the hot sand. He thought, "Aha! Today, finally, I'll have not just any meal but a rabbit feast." But as everyone knows, rabbits don't become legends for nothing. The rabbit heard the faintest shuffle, the softest snort, and sensed the coyote's hungry gaze from behind a boulder. Instead of running, the rabbit's mind raced faster than his legs ever could. He had a plan, and oh, what a funny plan it was. The coyote pounced out, teeth bared, fur bristling. "Hello, little rabbit," he crooned, trying his best to sound friendly, though it's hard to sound charming when you're drooling. "Fancy meeting you here, all alone. You know, I was just wondering, have you ever considered being, well, my lunch?" The rabbit wiggled his ears and replied, "Lunch? Oh, Mr. Coyote, I'm so flattered. But before you eat, shouldn't you enjoy some dessert?" His voice quivered just enough to seem nervous, but his eyes sparkled with mischief. The coyote, who never passed up a chance for dessert, licked his lips. "Dessert, you say? My, you are a thoughtful rabbit. What did you have in mind?" Trying his best not to grin, the rabbit pointed behind a jagged rock. "Right over there, beneath that shady bush, are the juiciest, stickiest berries you'll ever taste. But be careful, they're guarded by the meanest, scariest rattlesnake in the desert." The coyote's ears perked up, and his belly grumbled twice as loud. "Oh, I eat rattlesnakes for breakfast," he boasted, even though the last time he met a rattlesnake, he'd run so fast he lost his tail in a cactus. Off the coyote bounded toward the bush, teeth bared, paws pounding. But as he poked his nose under the leaves, what did he find? Not a rattlesnake, not a berry, just a very grumpy horned lizard that squirted a squirt of surprise right into the coyote's eyes. The coyote howled and danced around, paws flying everywhere, as the rabbit tried his hardest not to roll on the ground, laughing. Wiping his eyes and coughing, the coyote shuffled back to the rabbit. "That wasn't funny," he grumbled, embarrassed. But the rabbit said, "You're right, Mr. Coyote. That wasn't dessert at all. Let's try something else." This time, the rabbit suggested they play a game called Who's the Fastest? The coyote agreed. After all, he was certain that nobody could outrun him. He trained every morning by chasing his own tail, and sometimes he even caught it. So the rabbit explained the rules. "You start at this cactus, and I'll start at that mesquite bush. First one to the big rock wins. If I win, you let me go free. If you win, well, you get dinner." The coyote crouched low, muscles tensed. The rabbit waggled his nose, ready. "On your mark, get set, go!" And off they went, or at least the coyote did. He dashed and darted, legs spinning. He could already taste victory, and maybe a side of rabbit with salsa. But what the coyote didn't know was that the rabbit had taken a shortcut. You see, rabbits know every secret tunnel, every hidden path, and every twist and turn in the desert. The coyote sped past coyote-sized thorn bushes and tumbled over stones, while the rabbit zipped through his special tunnel. popping out right by the big rock. When the coyote arrived, panting and puffing, expecting to see a lonely finish line, he found the rabbit relaxing in the shade, polishing his whiskers and nibbling on a dandelion. The coyote gasped, How did you get here so fast?" Rabbit just shrugged and said, "Dessert magic, maybe. Or maybe you should try more carrot juice." "Oh, ito, isi to cease, see." The coyote was getting desperate now. His belly was emptier than ever, and his dignity was shrinking fast. He decided on one last trick. "Okay, clever rabbit," he wheedled. "Why don't we have a riddle contest? Winner eats, loser leaves." The rabbit, who loved riddles even more than carrots, agreed. "You go first," he said. The coyote puffed up his chest. "What's brown and fast and smarter than a coyote?" The rabbit thought for a moment, then smiled. "Why, that's easy. It's me." He giggled, and the coyote frowned, realizing he'd been tricked with his own question. "My turn," said the rabbit. "What has big ears, a fluffy tail, is sitting right in front of you, and can't be caught? Not even by the wiliest coyote in the desert." The coyote fell silent, eyes crossing as he tried and tried to find the answer. In the end, he slumped and muttered, "It's you, isn't it?" The rabbit did a happy little hop. "Correct, Mr. Coyote!" And with a wink and a wiggle, he darted away so fast the only thing left was a cloud of dust and the faint sound of a giggle. Now, some say that Coyote is still out there, somewhere, dreaming up clever plans and trying to remember all the answers to the rabbit's riddles. And whenever he finds himself face to face with another rabbit, his belly rumbles, but his heart remembers the one that got away with laughter and wit. So, dear kids, the next time someone bigger or trickier comes your way, remember the rabbit's secret. Quick feet are great, but a quick mind and a little laughter can save the day. And of course, everyone in the desert talks about that day. The lizards tell their little ones about the running race. The prickly cacti whisper about the trick with the horned lizard. And even the grumpy owls shake their heads and hoot with laughter when they remember the great coyote chase. One evening, as the coyote nursed his bruised pride and empty belly under a silver moon, he heard a tiny rustle in the brush. His ears perked up. Perhaps, just perhaps, it was his old rival come back for another adventure. The rabbit peeked out from behind a stone. "Hello again, Mr. Coyote? Are you still hungry for riddles, or just hungry for dinner?" The coyote sighed, but a smile slowly crept across his snout. "Rabbit, I think I'm just hungry for a friend with a good joke." So the rabbit told him the silliest joke in the desert. One about a cactus, a vulture, and a pair of dancing tumbleweeds. And for the first time, the coyote forgot about his stomach and laughed so long and so loud that the stars shimmered a little brighter that night. From that day forward, the coyote sometimes chased the rabbit through the sands. But it wasn't about dinner anymore. It was about the fun, the games, and the endless clever tricks. Sometimes the rabbit won, sometimes the coyote came close, but every desert critter knew they were the best of rivals and the best of friends. So, if you're ever walking in the cactus country when the day is hot and the sky is bluer than blueberries, listen closely. You might just hear the rumble of coyote paws and the soft giggle of a swift little rabbit having one more grand adventure. And always remember, the smartest creatures are those who can laugh, think on their feet, and find a way to make friends, even with the hungriest coyote in the whole wild desert. And that's the tale of the coyote and the rabbit, a story full of hops, stings, and clever little zings. If you had fun laughing along with our furry friends, don't forget to hit that like button and hop on over to the subscribe button too. Join Simple Stories, smart kids for more funny fables, sneaky heroes, and wild adventures every day. Until next time, keep your brains sharp, your hops high, and your stories silly.